This is Juan Manuel Lopez coming at you from Reggie's Music Venue here in Chicago on 21st and State Street on the South Side. We're here for a comedy night, comedy show. I'm in the lineup. I'm number 9. I'm in there as Juan Lopez, aka the other J Lo, and I'm gonna pan around the room. It's pretty light in here tonight. The late show starts. Well, the start time was midnight, but it's a little past midnight and we haven't started yet. I'm gonna just pan around the room, show the room here, trying to pan slow. I don't want to give anybody a headache if you're watching this. And I'm holding the camera, I'm holding my phone upright, which I need to get used to holding it the other way like this so that we can show widescreen. Loco Lopez Productions brings you this live show tonight. I'm going to try to see if I can capture 1 or 2 of the comedians. Other than myself, well, I'm not going to capture myself tonight, but I did receive my pair of Ray-Ban Meta glasses. They were shipped to my apartment today and they're home charging up. So tomorrow my to-do is to connect them to my phone via Bluetooth, configure them so that they work with the app. I think it's called Meta View, and have them ready so that now everything I do, whether it's music or comedy, I'm going to record from point of view, POV. That's the plan. So I'm going to do live YouTube lives here like I'm doing now to talk about the venue, where I'm at, what's happening, show a little bit of the venue, maybe try to capture some of the other artists. Now, if you know who I am and you know me, you are aware that I am 90% blind, which means that I'm not going to be able to point the camera at the other comedians on stage unless I have assistance. If I have a sighted person, in other words, someone with sight helping me, I'll be able to do that. But otherwise, I cannot. So when I do capture other comics, you'll hear their audio, which is good. At least you'll hear their jokes and the reaction from the crowd, which I think should be enough for now until I have my, intern that I've requested. I've started my own production company. It's called LocoLopezProductions. And this is the video that you're watching. Today, I actually spoke to a couple of blind folks who are part of the National Federation of the Blind who want to start podcasts on my YouTube channel, which means I'm going to produce their content. Yes, we have a woman. Her name is Erica Randolph from Visionary Solutions. She started her own company. Her and a number of visionaries are doing great work in the non-for-profit area, helping other blind folks learn blind skills, such as voice over the iPhone, JAWS on a Windows machine, so that folks can retain their jobs or begin new jobs or start endeavors such as new college degrees. A lot of blind folks go to school and get advanced degrees. And she is a person, Eric is a person who has a bachelor's and a master's degree, I believe in psychology, and she was going to be pursuing a PhD soon. And as I mentioned, I spoke to her today, so she wants to do her podcast on my channel. So as soon as I start doing content that's going to be on scheduled programming, we'll fit her into the schedule along with my podcast, which I've been saying is going to run on Sundays in the afternoon. I did one version of the podcast or one episode of my podcast a couple of Sundays ago, and then I have not followed that up. So I need to do that. So as you can tell, Local Productions is the startup company at the very beginning stages. They're just adding people, and I've requested. I, I'm in contact with Columbia College of Chicago, which is a film school here in Chicago, and I'm in contact with the industry relations department to try to get an intern to work for Local Lopez Production on a volunteer basis, on an unpaid basis, following people around doing videography and editing, maybe some other tasks which are yet to be defined, so that we can have somebody with eyesight capturing these videos other than myself. I'm doing it now because I'm the only one who's available to do that. But as I mentioned, that's problematic because I cannot point the camera at the artists. This is a really late start, but comedy is a late night event. It's not for the faint of heart. So thank you for watching these videos. And as I mentioned, look forward to my podcast, which is currently untitled and is unscheduled for now. I did a episode where I talked about pies, PIES, the physical, the intellectual, the emotional, and the spiritual, the four pillars of the self that I was taught in high school. I think it's a great lesson for life. Yes. Oh, you got the password? Okay, great. Let me finish this live and then we'll get on the Wi-Fi here. Okay. Well, thank you for watching these lives. Stay tuned for more. I mean, who watching? Three people watching. That's great. We have a few viewers. So viewers, stay tuned for more local productions. Tonight is a comedy show, which I'm going to try to see if I can have somebody capture me with their camera, and then I can post it afterwards. I'm going to do some stand up, and there's going to be roughly 10 comics tonight, 10 comedians here in Chicago. We're going to be performing. I will try to upload some of those videos, see what I can capture. Thank you for watching. Let me see if I can finish this one. Okay. Ciao. Talk to you soon.